Good afternoon, children, and welcome to today's class. Now, children, till yesterday we have studied the instantaneous rate of reaction and the average rate of reaction. Today we shall be studying the factors influencing the rate of reaction. See, children, there are three main factors which influence the rate of reaction. Number one is the pressure in case of gaseous reactants, and then in case of non-gaseous reactant, it is the concentration, then temperature, and then the presence of catalyst. So, how many factors affect the rate of reaction? Three main factors. And which are these three main factors? Concentration, if these are non-gaseous reactants, and if gaseous reactant, then it will be treated as a partial pressure. Now, the second main factor is temperature, and the third factor will be presence of catalyst. Now, children, let us discuss the dependence of rate on concentration. Rate expression is the expression which relates the rate of reaction with the concentration. Now, we can understand it if we see a general reaction of the type AA plus BB to give CC and DD. Here the small letters represent the stoichiometric coefficients, whereas the capital letters represents the reacting species and the product species. Now, the rate of this reaction can be given as that the rate will be proportional to the concentration of A reactant and concentration of B reactant when they are raised to some powers x and y. So, from where to get the value of these x and y, we shall study just now. So, replacing the proportionality constant with proportionality sign with constant, we get this equation: rate equals to K, which is also known as rate constant or the reaction constant, into concentration of A raised to power x and concentration of B raised to power y. The differential rate equation can be given in this form: minus dr by dt equals to K into A to the power x into B to the power y. Now, children, here if you see such an expression which relates the rate with the concentration terms is known as the rate law. Right, children? And the powers x and y may be equal to the exponential factor, may be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients and may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients. Now, here one mark question that may be asked is to define the rate law. So, here you shall, this is the definition of the rate law or the rate expression which you all should learn. The rate law is the expression in which reaction rate is given in terms of molar concentration of reactants with each term raised to some power which may be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient or may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient in balanced equation. Now, coming to the point that how will we know the value of exponential factors of the reactant terms x and y. So, the exponents of reactant terms here are known as orders. Simply to say, the x is the order of reaction with respect to the reactant A, and y is the order of reaction with respect to reactant B. So, how to know the value of x and y? Children, order of reaction is an experimentally determined quantity, and therefore it can be determined only with the help of a experiment. So, we shall take the example of oxidation of NO with oxygen to give NO2. So, a set of reaction was performed and these observations were made. We shall now discuss these observations. Now, children, if you see here, the concentration of NO and concentration of oxygen initially taken were 0.3 and 0.3 moles per liter, and the rate of initial reaction was 0.096. See, this is the experiment set 1. So experiment set 2 will do it in such a way that the concentration of oxygen will be kept constant, whereas the concentration of NO will be increased. And how much it is increased? Only twice. But how much of, if this doubling the concentration of NO affects the rate of reaction? We see that the initial rate of reaction was 0.096, but when the concentration of NO was doubled, the rate of reaction was increased 4 times. So the effect of increase in concentration of NO was doubling the concentration of NO, we get the 4 times increase in the concentration in the rate of reaction. So in the third set of experiment, what we will do, the concentration of NO will be kept constant, the same, whereas the concentration of oxygen here will be doubled. It was 0.03 and now it is doubled, 0.06. And what is observed, the rate of reaction in this case is also doubled. Here you see this one, the rate of reaction is also doubled. So increasing the concentration of NO 2 times, the rate of reaction is increased 4 times. But the increase in concentration of oxygen 2 times, the rate of reaction is increased 4 times. So we can put the values and we shall see that rate of reaction is proportional to the second power of NO and first power of oxygen. So now this equation will be called as the rate law, and here the power 2 is the order of reaction for nitrogen oxide, and power 1 of oxygen concentration will be known as order 1 of the oxygen. So now children, we shall see a few more examples. In this case, the stoichiometric coefficient of NO to NO was same as the power of the concentration term in the rate law, and similarly the stoichiometric coefficient of oxygen is same as its power in the rate law, but it is not the case in all the reactions. We shall see here the reaction of CHCl3 with Cl2 to give CCl4 and HCl. The rate law, here we shall see that rate is equal to the rate constant into first power of CHCl3 and half the power of chlorine. Here lies the difference, children. In every case, stoichiometric coefficient will not be equal to the order of reaction for that particular reactant. Second case also we shall see. This is the acidic hydrolysis of ethyl acetate. Here you see this is ethyl acetate and this is water, and it is hydrolyzed in presence of some acid. And what are the products? Acetic acid and ethanol. And children, what we see that stoichiometric coefficient of both the reactants here is 1, but if you see the rate law, we can easily see that the order of reaction with respect to ethyl acetate is 1, as it was the stoichiometric coefficient. But in the case of water, the order of reaction has become 0, and order of reaction becomes 0 means the rate of reaction does not depend upon the concentration of water. So in this case, we can say that the rate of reaction is independent of the concentration of water. And when does it happen? It always happens when one of the reactant is in plenty, is in excess. Right children? So in any reaction, if one of the any 2 or 3 reactants is in excess, the reactant will not be seen in the rate law, or it will not affect the rate of reaction. So now children, Now we have in front of us the rate law. Rate is equals to rate constant into reaction concentrations raised to their some powers x and y. Here we are in a state to define the overall rate of overall order of reaction. Overall order of reaction may be defined as sum of the power of concentration of the reactants in the rate law expression is called as the order of overall reaction. Children, you may be asked in exams for 1 mark to define the order of reaction with respect to one particular reactant. See here, for one particular reactant, and maybe you are asked to define the overall order of reaction. Or overall order of reaction is the sum of the power of concentration terms, and order of reaction with respect to one particular component is its exponent in the rate law. So here we shall be discussing a few examples. So example 4.3, calculate the overall order of reaction which has the rate expression. The rate expression is this one. Rate equals to K, A to the power 1 by 2 and B to the power 3 by 2. So overall rate of reaction means sum of the powers of both the concentrations. So in this case the order of reaction will be, overall order of reaction will be 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2, which will comes out to be 2 only. And taking the example 2, here the order of reaction will be equal to 3 by 2 plus minus 1, and this will give you the overall order of reaction as 1 by 2. So this is all about the order of reaction. Rest we will study in the next video.